Hey, welcome to the DVB channel. We have another Evo Cup final that was hosted on the 25th June at Century Gaming. In this final, we have two expected finalists. Now, they are the Yellow Hybrid and the Shoutmon Xros. Now, to even reach the final, both players have to pilot their deck to reach a clean score of 4-0, and that's a tough feat if you ask me. So without further ado, let's dive right into the game itself, as we do see the Mikey Kudo coming down in the turn 1, but we do have TK coming out for the Yellow Hybrid player as well. But the Mikey Kudo is definitely a very key piece in the Digicross deck. Now we do have NG coming down, letting him draw 1 and of course summon the Dorulomon. It's going to go for the Kazemon for the right player here. It's going to go for the Jet Sylphimon very early into the game using the TK though. However, he does have another TK to back it up, so he's going to look at the 6 security. Does pick up one Kazemon though, so not the best target I would say, but who knows, maybe there are a lot of good stuff in the security. Now we do see Sparrowmon coming out and going to swing at security, does draw 1 thanks to the Pigmon, and does hit into the Dual Tamer TK and Curry Tamer, which is definitely one of the best cards in the security to hit for the Yellow Hybrid. Now we do see the Mikey Kudo coming down looking at top 4, and we do see another Mikey if he does reach so. Looks like he's getting the NG as well as a Shoutmon instead. The Shoutmon have to be placed under the Mikey though, because Mikey Kudo can only put one card into hand and one card under itself. We do see Dorulomon swinging at security, does hit into another Dual Tamer there. Ooh, the security is definitely very packed. Now I do see the NG coming down of course once again, but we do have the Dual Tamer give him extra memory to start the turn off and does have 5 memory to work with. He's going to swing at the Sparrowmon to reduce some sort of aggression, and we're going to see another hybrid play here in the form of Kazemon on top of the Dual Yellow Red Hybrid. And he's going to go for another Jet Sylphimon to heal him back to 5 security, very solid there, and does draw eventually to the Gilmon, which is a very key piece in the Yellow Hybrid. Now going to swing at the Dorulomon and does have material save, just save, and we're going to go for the Zoe play here to memory choke the left player at 1. Looks like there's nothing in there, so that's very unfortunate because Zoe usually wants to pick up 1 hybrid, and 1 hybrid equals 1 more damage. Now we do see a Sparrowmon being evolved in the nursery once again. We're going to go for the Shoutmon hard play, and it's going to dig for more pieces here, but he does use the NG Tamer to just draw 2 cards, which is very nice, and basically his hand is definitely filled with a lot of answers for the future turns. Now we do see Dexmon being revealed here, and usually Dexmon is being included in almost every deck, but because Dexmon is such an important piece, because a lot of people are now playing a lot of Tamers, like such as Shoutmon and Yellow Hybrid, and the Dexmon is definitely the only answer to punish these players. Now we do see the Gilmon swinging at security, and it's going to hit into a Sunrise Buster, which of course is going to kill one of the Jet Sylphy, and let's go for the Sakuyamon maid mode for 3 costs. It's going to play the Sunrise Buster for free, killing off their Shoutmon. A bit of overkill, but it does put the Sunrise Buster into the security, so the opponent will be scared of the Sunrise Buster. Now the Sakuyamon will swing the security and of course use the Dual Tamer to tap and making it look like a 14k DP Digimon, and we do see another Zoe coming down looking at the security once again. We do have 6, but mainly is to shuffle the Sunrise Buster so that the Sparrowmon won't be able to just swing freely into the security, absorbing the Sunrise Buster. Now the left player does have 3 memory to work with this turn. It's going to swing the Sparrowmon first to start things off, draw 1 thanks to the Pigmon, does into the Gilmon, which is a very harmless security. We're going to see the Mikey Kudo play here as he does go for the Shoutmon X4, using Mikey to provide the Digi source materials just for the Shoutmon X4. So basically this will be just 1 cost, and with the NG Tamer he's going to draw a total of 4 cards here, which is pretty sick. He's going to draw 2 thanks to the NG Tamer first. Of course, use the Shoutmon X4 to draw further 2 more cards. It's going to swing actually at the Gilmon, which does have penetration thanks to the Ballistamon, but it doesn't draw thanks to the Starmon, which is very unfortunate, and looks like he does go for the basically material break here, resetting the Mikey, and of course allowing him to put all the materials back to the Mikey. It's going to go for another Shoutmon X4 for another 1 cost. So this is the threat, or rather the potential of Shoutmon, whereby you can just simply call another Rush Digimon for just 1 cost. It does hit into a Dexmon here though, which allows him to, just material save 2. Not the best because you do really want to save all the material at once, but it's going to end the turn with the Sunrise Buster, putting the NG Tamer to spawn out the Dorulomon, and looks like he does actually miss the timing of the NG Tamer to tap to draw 1 additional card. Now for Shoutmon in general, you do really want to draw all your deck, because if you do have all the cards in the hand, you are going to go for a lot of Digicross material plays, and of course will end the game very shortly. Now we do have 8 memory for the right player here thanks to the dual yellow-red tamer. It's going to go for a Jet Sylphimon here, putting it up to 4 security, which is very nice. It's going to go for the Dexmon, which is basically free cost thanks to the amount of tamers and Digimons on the left player field. And this is why I say Dexmon is very rather important, because you really need to punish your opponents who just spread the board like that. Now we do hit into the Pyrosphere though. It's going to allow him to draw 2 cards because there's no target to burn. It's going to go for another Zephyrmon and most likely another Jet Sylphimon here. And I really hope he does have a Venusmon to follow up, because against Dexmon decks, having Jet Sylphy on the field is definitely instant punishable, because you're just going to be food for the Dexmon as he de-evolve you and bomb out level 4, and you're going to lose that 2 tamers as well. So that's very unfortunate, because he does go for the TK play to pick up the Venusmon, which could have been evolved eventually. However, now because he does pass the turn to the left player, he does face the risk of facing a Dexmon hard drop here, which is going to be very punishable. So as mentioned, this Dexmon drops down, kill both Jet Sylphimon and for free cost. Now the right player actually shared with me that he actually see the Venusmon early in the game thanks to the early TKs. So he could have just go for the TK, pick up the Venusmon and then evolve on top of the Jet Sylphy, instead of actually going for another Jet Sylphy body, which doesn't do too much because it is definitely very punishable to the Dexmon. Now the tempo is definitely swinging for the Shoutmon favor, because we do see the X5 coming down. It's going to swing twice at the security and does draw a bunch of cards thanks to the NG Tamer. It's going to go for the Sunrise Buster at the Dexmon instead of the X5, because the X5 has already done some damage and you don't really want to break it, because the X5 doesn't have multiple attack unlike the X-Force. Now I'm going to go for a Sunrise Buster to kill the opponent Dexmon. I'm going to play the NG Tamer, and yet again he does forget to draw 1 thanks to the NG Tamer. So this is very unfortunate, but I suppose this is the nervousness of the finals, because finals you are actually battling for that Omimon and not just any other locals, and Omimon is worth quite a bit. Now the right player doesn't have the tempo yet again, even though the opponent is only at 1 security, so that's very unfortunate, because he's just going for the block clear and not able to just push out hybrid Digimons and swing at the security. Now we do see a Starmon swing at security, does poke the damage. Gonna of course save, because he does hit into the Zephyrmon there, which is very unfortunate. However, he does have another X5 here, and looks like he does have 4 NG Tamers, so he's gonna draw potentially 4 cards here if he does reach so. And looks like he's gonna slot in for the X5 and does have all 5 materials, so basically this X5 is 0 cost. It's gonna tap 2 first to draw 2. And it looks like it does eventually tap the third one. Gonna swing at the security with the X5, doesn't draw the Pigmon, which is very unfortunate, and he does hit into the Sakuyamon, which is of course 12k DP. He's gonna break the X5 and he's gonna material save 3 cards. He's gonna save under the Mikey there. He's gonna go for an X4, and of course the Mikey Kudo is there to provide those materials. And it looks like he does have all 4, so it's gonna be just 1 cost here. And thus actually allow him to draw 2 upon playing, which is very nice and very strong. Now does eventually tap the 4th NG Tamer to draw 1 card. He's going to swing at the last security, and of course he does forget to draw the X4, and the right player is kind enough to remind him, and he's going to draw through the Starmon, does into the last Zephyrmon, and of course the X4 is going to break it once again, and we'll untap the Mikey, and we do have another X4 to clean this game up. Now we do go 1-0 in favor of a Shoutmon, and the right player is going to go first this time around, does hit into the Pyrosphere turn 1, which is as good as casting a Pot of Greed, drawing 2 cards, and to just pass 2 memory to the left player. Not too much memory. The left player, even though he does go for a Shoutmon here, is going to eventually pass the turn, but he doesn't have any tamer set up in turn 1 though, which is a sign of weakness in my opinion, as the right player does set out his own tamer, and the left player is not able to swing at security because he doesn't have the tamers to save under, but the Shoutmon does eventually look at the top 3 and does see the Mikey Kudo and of course the Ballistamon, adding both to hand. Now the right player does have his own Gilmon set up, so it's going to be very scary because the Gilmon is going to draw him a bunch of cards. He's going to go for the Sunrise Buster to actually kill the Sparrowmon, which I really like because Sparrowmon is the only card on the field that is not like multiple copies of. The right player definitely wish he had Koen in that 1 turn, because those 3 Digimons on the field so tasty for Koen, and there's no tamer to save under, which of course all the materials will be going to the drop zone, and for Digicross mechanics, drop zone doesn't really help too much. Now we do see the NG Tamer coming down and does draw 1 thanks to the Dorumon Hardcore. Now the Gilmon will be pushed out and swinging at the security immediately. This allowing to draw 2 cards and does hit into the Tamer, so it doesn't die, which is very nice. And we do see the Tamer being pushed out and of course going for the hybrid play in the form of Zephyrmon and of course the Jet Sylphimon. It's going to heal 1, putting up to 6 security, and that's go for the Dexmon hard draw already for 2 costs, because we do have 6 total Digimons and Tamers on the left player field, and it's only like turn 3. So definitely that's a needed punish because those decks can really accelerate too much, and Dexmon is really the only answer to answer these cards. Now I do see a Shoutmon hitting to the security, does hit into the dual TK Tamer, and not gonna do too much as he does go for the Dorumon hard drop. It's gonna kill off that Gilmon because Gilmon left untouched is gonna be very draw engine crazy for the right player. Dexmon does kill the Starmon on the field, making him safe underneath the Tamers. We're gonna swing the Jet Seal Female at the security, not tapping that Dual Tamer, which is pretty risky, but it looks like he does go for the risk, and we do hit into the Pyrosphere for the left player as he does draw 2 cards. And we do see the Venusmon coming down, and I must say Venusmon is such a strong card in general, and especially aggressive decks such as Shoutmon, because you basically just stop 1 turn for any progress, because they can't just simply swing their champions and rookies at the security. Now despite the fact that it doesn't stop Shoutmon X4 on play effect, it does force him to not be able to swing at the security, which he really wants to do so anyway. So we're gonna pay 1 cost for the X4, and it's gonna draw a total of 3 cards thanks to the NG Tamer, which is pretty solid if you ask me. It's gonna just go for the Sunrise Buster to kill off the Venusmon, I believe, because there's only 4 total yellow-red Tamers, and the Dexmon would have been the juicier target, but it was 1 Tamer shot. But the Venusmon is definitely very annoying as well because Venusmon is gonna swing at the security the next turn. Now the Dexmon will kill off the Dorumon and doesn't go for the material save there, which is pretty interesting. Looks like he does forget it, and the Dexmon will swing at security, putting down to 1, and we do have 2 Tamers, and with 2 Tamers you already know what's up. The 2 hybrids of course come down and end the game right here. So this is the conclusion of game 2 with the score going 1-1. Now I'm gonna go to game 3 here with the Shoutmon actually going first this time around. It's gonna evolve to the Sparrowmon and it's gonna go turn 1 Mikey. Now this is the best starting hand that any Shoutmon player will want to have, basically a rookie evolution and a Mikey Tamer to set things up. Now how will the right player actually fare against his first turn like that? He does hatch to the Digimon, he's going to go for that TK, missing that Gilmon though, so the Gilmon and the TK is definitely one of the best starter for the Yellow Hybrid, but it does pick up the Jet Seal Femon from the security, which is very nice. Now the left player does have only 1 way to work with, but he's going to swing at the security, does hit into the TK though, which is going to set up 1 Tamer more for the right player. He's going to pick up the Reinforced Memory Boost, which I believe is one of the most underrated cards nowadays, and he's going to go for his own Tai Kamiya Tamer. Now he does eventually draw to the Gilmon, and of course he's going to go for that Reinforced Memory Boost, since the left player does have the TK Tamer. The top 2 not the best target, but we do see a Dexmon adding it to hand. Now Dexmon in hand is always very nice against the Shoutmon players, but however this time round we do see the Tai Tamer being set up for the Shoutmon player, and Tai Tamers really help Shoutmon because they do have naturally 4 Digisource or 5 Digisource for the X4 and X5, and they will be attacking with 2 security checks each. So imagine the X4 swing you twice, and that will do 4 security damage instead of the 2 security, which is a huge difference. Now the Gilmon does survive once again, gonna push out on the TK, it's gonna go for the Kazemon for 2 costs, and we do see a Jet Seal Femon coming down as well, and it's gonna push him up to 5 security, so basically as though the game haven't actually started. And we do see the Sakuyamon coming down, and we're gonna know what's up because Sunrise Buster is here to play. It's gonna bomb the Sparrowmon. It's gonna play the Tamer and of course putting up to 6 security, which is gonna be a very healthy range against the Shoutmon player. Now the right player is gonna swing at security with the assistance of the Dual Tamer, and it's gonna play the Zoe Tamer to just pass the turn. So you're gonna look at the 6 security and actually does miss the Hybrid Surge, which is very unfortunate because you really want to keep up those Hybrid Digimons attacking at the opponent Shoutmon player. It's gonna hit into the Crimson Blaze though, and this will stop any potential Tamer plays because Tamers usually spawn more Digimon for free, but we do see a Dexmon coming down anyway. It's gonna kill off that Gilmon and of course de-evolve that Sakuyamon. Now as I mentioned in the game 1 video, now because he does have a level 6 body instead of the Jet Seal Femon, he does actually have 1 more body still on his side of the field, and he's going to swing at the security if he wants to do so. Looks like he does go for the swing and does hit into the Sparrowmon, which is not going to kill the Jet Seal Femon. Going to go for 1 more Zoe Tamer, and of course we do know there's no more hybrid in the security. However, this is to allow him to play the Sunrise Buster to actually kill the Dexmon so that he does have 5 Tamers set up for his side of the field. Now we do have the left player starting off with 4 memory though, and does have Mikey and a Taichi. Even though he does have 5 security for the Yellow Hybrid player, we do see the Shoutmon Xros coming down. He's going to slot all 4 materials. It's going to just be 1 cost, drawing 2 cards. And man, this is going to be pretty painful if he doesn't die on the first check. He's going to swing actually at the Jet Seal Femon. He's going to do the deletion, going to do 2 checks, going to hit into the Gilmon, and does hit into the Kari Tamer, so it does survive, so the X4 can break himself. And of course slot all the materials underneath Mikey, and Mikey will be able to restand once again. Now it does forget to draw 1 thanks to the Starmon, but the right player is kind enough to actually let him replay that. Now we do see the X5 coming down, and X5 does have a natural security attack +1. So can you imagine, his swing and security now that's gonna hit for 3 checks, but he does hit the Sunrise Buster. So that's a very good miracle for the red player, because imagine it doesn't hit to the Sunrise Buster, there'll be 3 checks and there'll be a very clean wipe. Now we do see him picking up the Fire Tornado, which is damn unfortunate because it's the best card in the security in my opinion. The left player is not stopping though, as he does go for another Maki Kudo play looking at top 4. Now with this second Maki Kudo actually unsuspended, it can allow him to go for another X5 play if he wants to. So this is definitely very scary for the right player. Looks like he doesn't have another X5 though, he's going to go for the NG Tamer, he's going to spawn 1 Dorulomon just to play for 3 costs and does draw 1 thanks to the NG Tamer, and the right player does gain 2 memory because both players are below 3 security thanks to the dual yellow-red Tamer. Now I do see Zephyrmon coming down and do see another Jet Sylphimon coming down as well. It's going to heal him up to 3 securities. Looks like it's going to swing at the security using the dual red Tamer, but it doesn't actually survive, which is very unfortunate because I can imagine the Venusmon coming down, but the Dexmon will come down instead. Actually pop off the Dorulomon and of course pass back 3 memory to the left player, as he does have TIE Tamer to guarantee that. Now we do see the Shoutmon swinging at security, does hit into the Dexmon though, so he's going to save, which is not going to do too much because the damage has already been done. And we do see the X4 coming down. Now this is a 1-cost security attack to Digimon. Now can you imagine how broken that is if he's not playing against the yellow hybrid, because any other deck won't have recovered so much, or rather actually stabilize the game and be punished from the Shoutmon aggressiveness. Now he does forget to draw 1 more time thanks to the Starmon, but he does hit into the Sakuramon, which is a blessing for the right player because now the X4 is going to break and he's not able to material save, but looks like he does have another X4 in hand, and with all the cards that he drawn this game, he's of course going to have all these materials. It's going to be just a 1-cost Digimon, but looks like he does actually pay 1 more cost for the X4 because he actually moved the memory previously. So this is very unfortunate, but it's not going to do too much actually, as he does into the Pyrosphere. Now that Shoutmon Xros is going to break once again, and does he have the X5? Looks like he doesn't have it. He's going to go for the Sunrise Buster to actually kill off that Dexmon. Now he's going to go for the Maki Kudo looking at top 4, and we do see the X4 there and the X5. So imagine he'd have those cards in hand in that same turn, he could have ended this game and of course gotten the win. Now the right player is going to start off with 7 memory here thanks to the dual red Tamer. Going to push out the Zoe and going to evolve to the Zephyrmon for 2 costs, and this is where he's going to get very close because he's going to draw into the Jet Sylphimon, putting up to 1. He's going to use that Kari Tamer to push it up to 6 memory. He's going to swing at the security, does into the Jeremy, which allows him to actually spawn the Ballistamon, and Ballistamon is a blocker, but however the right player does have the Dexmon ready. It's going to be just a 2-cost Dexmon, going to pop off that Ballistamon, which is very unfortunate because as long as the right player does have another hybrid, this will be game. So this is a very close game and the yellow hybrid did take the win. Now this is the yellow hybrid deck list which actually took the W in Century Gaming. And this will be the Shoutmon deck list which almost took the championship instead. Thank you guys for watching till the end, and do consider subscribing, dropping a like and a comment if you guys do enjoy the content.